there's a lot of matches to play, especially if we're talking about Tom Cousins, and when he played Rob, there was a bit of fatigue setting in, a bit of tiredness. I don't know, I didn't play quite to the level you'd expect of Tom, but yeah, there's a lot of matches to play across the 2 tournaments over the weekend. And for Tom, obviously, he was in the semi-finals of the first event at that point, and he was able to recover from the loss to Rob and get over the line to win the first event of the weekend. But even though Tom didn't play to his best, Rob would have took a lot of confidence from that victory. He did look very comfortable playing out there, and beating someone like Tom, it does give you that confidence that you believe you can go on to, you know, potentially win the event, especially someone of Rob's calibre.
Absolutely. Yeah, tremendous potter, Rob Warren. Just got a bit heavy there with the cue ball. I just wonder if it's a little bit, let's say your head's a little bit clouded in the morning. I never used to like the morning matches myself.
Yeah, first match of the day, sometimes the table play is just slightly different. Obviously it's a new day, it's a bit cooler in the arena, so the table might play slightly different, and obviously Rob's got to get his arm going a bit. It's the same for Kristoff as well. First game of the day, you want sort of an easy chance to sort of get the feel of the table and get your touch back in your cueing arm.
Yeah, I think when I had early morning matches, I tended to get up like really, really early, sort of like 6 a.m. and well, if you could get into one of the rooms where in the hotel where they've got the tables up for the amateur tournaments, and I'd get on the table there and just, well, clearly ladies come around me and just have half an hour just to loosen the arm, because it makes all the difference.
Yeah, it's always good if you can to just get your cueing arm going in the morning, just to have a little knock and get a feel for things, stretch your muscles out.
Well, I think he does have a pocket down here in the bottom right where the red is. Go off there, just on the knuckle before the red, and go in.
Yeah, that yellow's just hiding behind the red and black, the one that's near the top right. That's his problem ball.
Looking at cutting it down here towards this red, just checking it.
Yeah, to be fair, from this camera angle, it looks tight if he can see it, but he obviously thinks he can. If he can get it out of the way now, that would be a big plus.
Tremendous shot there from Kristoff. And that's given him a very good chance now. Maybe a little dinky cut along his side rail, but let's have another look. Played to perfection.
Yeah, just pushing that other yellow over to the top left helps as well. Just got to mind his cue ball here.
Another good shot. What a blistering start here from Kristoff Lamber. Now, do you go up round the back of the black ball and into the top rail that way, or do you try and check it? I think it's too tough to check off these cushions, I think.
Yeah, I think he's got to go sort of towards the top right corner pocket. I think that's the shot with your biggest room for error. And obviously if you land on it, you're getting on the 8 balls easy. That's the route he's gone.
That looks good.
He'd like to have an angle. Not a problem if he is straight. He can screw back and have the 8 ball to the left middle if he needs to.
I think he can pinch a tiny bit here and just pull the cue ball over, Lewis.
He's just got to judge the line of the cue ball now. I might play this with a bit of left hand side just to help that cue ball come away.
Yeah, a bit more than I thought he did.
He had a nice angle on at the end, didn't he?
Overrun it a tad, but this shouldn't pose any problem. I say that, and he sort of got off the cue a bit quick there, did Kristoff?
Yeah, that felt like a bit of an edgy one.
Yeah.
It was up to that point. It was a great clearance as well.
But he did lift it a tad, and I know you were like for me when I watch you play, very textbook, very snooker stance and cue orientated. You know, if people are looking want to know how to cue and stand, I would suggest have a look at you.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously coming from snooker where your technique's perhaps a little bit more prominent than in pool. It's just obviously probably if your cue ball's good, 90% of shots, your technique doesn't really come into it, but it's on sort of longer shots down the round, maybe shots like that where just keeping your head still especially just gives you a better chance of making those.
Yeah. How old were you when you started playing, Lewis, if you don't mind me asking?
I think I was quite late. I was about 13.
Really?
It's probably quite late, really. Yeah.
What? Never picked up a cue before that?
No, not like a little bit. My dad used to take me up a local snooker club a little bit when I was a little bit younger. But
right.
Yeah, when I got to 13, I caught the bug, and that was it. I was hooked then.
Yeah, cool. Right, thin slice. Is it, or is it top corner? I think probably top corner for the whacker. Probably didn't think he was going to get another bite at this cherry in the first frame.
Yeah, even though it's only the first frame, it's a nice steal for Rob. He would have probably wrote this one off when Kristoff got down to that top yellow. But as it is, Rob is going to take the first frame.
Well, he's got balls off the break.
Yeah, I'd be pleased to see something go down, but
it's that little cluster over on the left-hand side that's a slight concern. Something's got to be moved over there. I'm just going for the yellows because obviously that yellow that's near the red in over the middle. If we can knock this in, that's a great pot.
yeah, good first shot.
But the yellow goes off the red into the other middle, and we'll clear that.
Yeah, that's it. It's that. Even though it looks a bit of a problem area, it's actually very straightforward to clear it. Use that bottom yellow to put it off the red, and
Well, he's only missed the one ball, and that was that black. But he's the balls he potted preceding that black were some big pots. So
yeah, he did look very good up to that point, didn't he? He did look like he was going to take out a good finish there, but you'll be hoping he can take these ones out and get his first frame on the board.
he's got to be a little bit careful with this. Doesn't want to hit this too thin and then bump the yellow too far over to the other side of the table.
Yeah, but that shot was about pace. The red was obviously going to hit the jaw and kick the yellow out towards the middle, and it was all about controlling the pace. Ideally, he'd liked it around the middle of the table. We've given plenty of options then off this yellow, but where it is, it's made it awkward now.
He's still fancying to get up there, and as long as he doesn't underhit this.
Yeah, loads of bottom right-hand side.
Ooh, can he just drip this into the middle and get the cue ball over and play the black into the bottom right-hand corner? As long as he doesn't lands before the red ball that's next to the black. Can he hold?
Yeah, I think even with the line he takes, if he doesn't feel he can hold, he's got other options to... Yeah, he's held it really well.
Well, that's a great shot.
Perfect.
Lovely pace there from Lambert. And he will be very happy to get his first score on the board. Ooh.
Just
Yellow
made
just
one.
creeping into that middle.
Yeah, and he hit the break pretty good, to be fair. He just made one of the last balls move in.
Yeah, for a fleeting second now, I thought he was going dry. And just falling into the middle.
I wonder if he's going to have a look at this red up the rail, just to flick it off the yellow, just to develop that red, and then they're all there.
He's got it clean. Still, you prefer reds and yellows, and he's got a couple of reds that are adjacent to that red that's behind the yellow at the top, so he can go into there.
Yeah, I think he's still got plenty of opportunities. In fact, he's gone straight away there. even now, he can go again using one of those 2 reds.
I think when you've had one go and the opportunity arises again, you've got to go again. He just wanted to flick it out. He doesn't want to go into it. He just wants to come off the rail and bump it backwards. But this time he went into it. And now it's a lot worse.
Yeah, I think he was looking for cushion first, just to.
Do you know what? Given the position of Kristoff's yellows there, I think I just double this red out and let him have a go. You know, he's 6-4 down. We'll play loss of turn. Just leave him in that top pocket, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, where the yellows are, Kristoff is. Well, that'd be an amazing clearance from here, but. Oh, we seem to have a problem in the arena, actually. Match clock stop. Ref's having a.
I think they're having a little VAR check about a possible.
To see if it was yellow first.
I think so. They are having a check.
Here we go. No, it's fine.
Well, Lewis says it was fine. Lewis is younger than me and got better eyes. So we await the senior ref. Will now check all of this. It'll come down to Scott Price.
That's it, yeah. It's always important to check these if you're not sure. It's
Scott Price, of course, the expert referee and senior. As he waves at us.
Yeah, they've just come in to have a quick look, and yeah, like I say, it's always important to check these. If you know, as a referee, if you're not 100% sure, you know, for the benefit of both players, it's important just to double check it. Have that sort of minute timeout just to make sure that the right call's been made. And last thing you want to do is not check it and make the wrong call. And then obviously a player be penalised. Rob having a laugh. He knew it was red first straight away.
Yeah. Well, we are as we were. So the shot was fine. It is loss of turn, and Kristoff Lamber at the table from where he sat.
Yeah, and he's still in the same bad position he was before the check.
Yeah. Well, he was hoping, wasn't he, really? Because you know, obviously it's a foul. He could have lifted the cue ball up and placed it anywhere on the table, which would have obviously helped Kristoff dramatically.
Yeah, he's in a similar scenario to the last frame where Rob's reds are in such good positions.
How'd you like that for a pot?
I'll tell you what, he's got an opportunity now, hasn't he? That's a great shot. He'd love a small angle here, just to be able to cue ball out a little bit.
I think he has.
Yeah, he just pinched a bit, played it into the rail slightly just to create that angle to get the cue ball away a bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, this will be right up there amongst finishes of the week.
It's definitely, all he's got to do is just wants to leave an angle on the yellow above the red so he can sort of stun across into the other red to hold the cue ball.
Considering the situation of the match, this would be an incredible finish.
Oh, definitely. Yep, so there's that angle. He's landed high on it. Now he's just got to use that red to hold the cue ball. That leaving the perfect angle on for the yellow along the bottom rail as we look. Perfect. What a clearance this will be.
Oh, savage. If you're Rob Warren and you're happy with the decision coming back, even though you know it's okay, thinking, right, I'm going to get a chance at these reds to win the match.
I mean, the first shot Kristoff played was just to make the pot was difficult, but then to hold the cue ball, get the cannon he needed and have those 2 yellows down the rail was unbelievable.
I want him arrested for that. That's a ridiculous finish.
Yeah, great clearance that is. That's a great clearance. Yeah, got that cue ball dead central again. He'll be praying for one to go down.
Well, he's got a ball down, but not the one he wanted, and just look at, well, both colours, but yellows look ridiculously easy.
Yeah, they've just popped open perfect, haven't they?
Well, I feel sorry for Kristoff with that break. In a couple of his breaks, I think he's been unlucky today. And he seemed just the look of pure, well, I won't say disgust, it's just the shows look, why am I getting such bad luck, you know, that sort of look.
Yeah, because he's got the balls moving on the break. He's just not been getting them down.
Well, Rob's elected for reds.
Yeah, they're all open, aren't they? This is the kind of chance you want to be able to finish a match off.
He should be able to get it done and dusted before it goes to 15 seconds a shot. It's gone a bit further, I think, than he'd have liked.
Yeah, I think he was wanting just to float the cue ball across to have the red into the left middle, but as it...
Well, you're bumping into all sorts there, and he's been a bit fortunate for me.
Yeah, when you start making cannons when you don't really need to, you don't really want to be changing the map of the table too much when they were where they were. He's fine here though.
Yep. This is looking very much like a semi-final berth for Rob Warren. Just this red, black will be into the right-hand centre.
Yeah, and you've got to say Rob has played pretty good this match, to be fair. He hasn't really done a lot wrong.
He's going to be on 15 seconds a shot for this black. But yes, this black ball now for Rob Warren for a place in the semi-final. In it goes, and Rob Warren is our first semi-finalist, defeating a gallant, should I say, Kristoff Lamber from France, 7 frames to 5.
And we are underway, and a very disappointing opening break from Dom Cooney, straight in off the corner. Well, a little helping hand in off in the corner. We talk about the break a lot. As always, it's a big factor, and it was dangerously close. Little tickle, and in it goes. So it will be Cormac Kurt with the first opportunity here. Decent chance this. That yellow at the top's a little guarded. It does look like there's enough showing, so I'm not sure if he was hoping to be a little bit straighter and just be able to get out without touching the red, or whether he wants to just play into the red and punch it out the way. But looks to be in good shape. He tries to get out without touching the red, and he's eyeing up the yellow, so he must be on it. Just got the edge of it, which is all he needs. Drop it in, float back the gap, and should be in good position from there. Delighted to say I've got company. Tony Holgate joins me for this one. Tony, it's we were just chatting about the previous match. The brilliant drama throughout it, and brilliant clearance from Kristoff Lamber, but wasn't able to get another opportunity, and brilliant stuff from Rob. Yeah,
that in off the break on the last frame there for Kristoff did for him. I was just chatting to him outside the door, and I didn't realise this match had started.
It's okay. It started very well as well. In off the break for Dom Cooney on this occasion, and very nicely put away from Cormac Kerr.
Another look at this dry break from Dom Cooney. Probably wishes he could borrow his friend Luke Gilbert's break for...
Yeah, that's what I mean. When he said he thought he had the best break in the world, which I think is a fair call. A hint of jealousy there as well, because and he'll admit that because it's such a brilliant break. But you know, Dom's a fantastic player. His break is not quite the same weapon, and it's what every player wants. I do love those replays though. The players studying the table as they're going around. Please, please. You're almost hearing for the rattle. When the rattle doesn't come, you're staring. Is there anything tracking?
It's the desolate look on the face when they know this is going in. And the despair. Look to the heavens.
I feel like this is a very important visit for Cormac. I know it's early in the match. It's only 3-1, and he's still a chance. You know, if he goes 4-1 down, you know, he can come back from there. But he's made some mistakes in going 3-1 down. A couple of really poor misses, and I think he could just really do with a finish just to get back on the front foot. Did he want to be a little bit lower so he could play the breakout?
Well, yeah, because lower would have been perfect because you can break it out and he's always going to be on the red as well. That's just to the right of that. Might be able to force a little bit of the angle.
Just didn't have the ability to quite go into it with the pace required because of being a touch too straight on it. So an extra turn down the table would have made a world of difference there.
If he has a bit of angle, he could screw the cue ball back up through this gap and go on it up the rail, but the other option is to play through. And
I like your option. I think that's perfect, isn't it? Just to screw back top side of the top side. Yeah, he can nip this.
It seems to be he's looking over there for the other red.
Yeah,
that's a good shot though. He's got the angle. He can, as long as he's not rolling straight into that middle bag with a cue ball. Might well be actually.
Yeah, that's the problem with the shot he's gone for there, was that his margin of error to have the pot was fine, but to have the angle to get on the last red was not so good. So decides to play into it, and that's no good.
Nope. Not today for that shot, Cormac.
If he plays your original shot, which was to screw back through that gap, which it looked like he had the angle to do so, and he lands, he's got so much more margin of error, and then it's dropping, and he's got the red that he's played to top left to top right, and the 8-ball goes multiple places. So slightly surprised by his choice.
Yeah, I think it was percentage-wise that was the better option.
I mean, if he goes the way he went and he lands perfect, it's brilliant because he rolls it through, and the last ball down the cushion, the 8-ball is sat waiting, doesn't have to do anything. But he didn't have any margin. Sometimes
I think when you're at the table and you've got a plan set in your mind, and you find it hard to deviate away from it. I've played I've played a silly shot, and then let's say I've lost the game and I've walked away out the arena, and then somebody said, "Why didn't you play that one then?" And I went, "Do you know what? I never looked at it."
Yeah, yeah, you get sort of fixed on it. Yeah,
tunnel vision on the certain plan, and that was it. Refused to deviate away from it, and paid a price. See Dom, can he get through to the yellow that's over the opposite middle pocket? If he can, he's got game up, and it looks like he must be able to. Someone stuck to that red though.
Yeah, not the best of shots.
He could have played that firm. You know, he wasn't going anywhere. He's never going to do any damage or going off or put himself in trouble. I'd rather belted that red out of the way, put it up on the top rail somewhere maybe.
Yeah, so he's either coming down the table or a plant to the left centre.
Yeah, if he hits it firm and knocks the red, you know, because it's blocking the yellow into that top right hand corner. Doesn't have to use that pocket, but he just knocks it completely out of the game at all. It's not even in the game. There, it's in the game.
I don't think players nowadays think about things like that anymore. Like, I always try and tell people that's a really good option, is get your opponent's last ball out the way on a cushion. Gives you a little bit more freedom on your finishes and stuff. But I think players these days are, you know, from Dom's perspective, it's like, I'm just going to clear these up. I don't need to worry about where that red is.
Yeah, also, if you stick it on the top rail and that, if you were to have some catastrophic miss, they're red safe.
Yeah, which is why I think it's a great idea, especially for, you know, the amateur level. Just really good idea.
No, it's not worrying Dom Cooney in the slightest.
Yeah, he's been so sharp this morning. I don't think he's missed a beat so far. Fully justified in going 4-1 up the way the game's gone. The mistakes have been from the Irishman so far. 4-1.
And he's good value, I have to say that.
Yeah, no doubt. Thought that was going to be another dry one, but does find a ball. And, well, needs an opening shot, but looks a good layout. He's done that pretty much on repeat the whole match, so the cue ball's coming off to the left-hand side. Most of the time it's middle of that side cushion, just a couple of times close to the top left-hand corner.
Well, he's immediately gone for the reds, which is the correct decision, and got a yellow now that's parked down at the bottom of the table. So if Cormac was going to get to the table again, it's in not a very nice position, but this is Dom's chance. Long red into this bottom left-hand corner. I want to get rid of all those balls at the bottom, and his last red will be the one that's nearest to black. If he gets that far through these balls, he's going to win the match.
Oh, he's in prime position here, and you have to say he's looked very good in the match in all aspects of the game. I'm marking him down as just that one safety error, really, that didn't cost him in the end when he left the plant on. But I think he's been fantastic throughout, barely missed a beat. He'll be a very worthy winner if he goes on and knocks in these final three. Well, maybe he spoke a little bit too soon. A rush of blood there.
I think he's just got enough there. He can nick this in and come off the two cushions and back up for the black. Might even go off three.
Yeah, nicely done. No problems in the end, just pulled up in time. Simple 8-ball then for the victory. And it is Dom Cooney that moves on to the semi-finals. It was a rematch of the quarter-final from Pro Series 1, but it is a reverse of the result. Dom Cooney knocks out Cormac Kerr. He moves on. He'll take on the whacker Rob Warne in the semi-finals a little bit later on. We'll have no doubt about it that he can go on and win this match and win this tournament. But it will be the magician with the first opportunity. Yeah, that's the first thing, isn't it? Is watch out. What's Chris's break going to be like? Well, if this is a sign of anything to go by, it's yeah.
Well, his last comment to me yesterday evening when I saw him, when he bounded back into the hotel with a bit of food, he said to me, "If I part off the break, I'll clear up, or if I part off the break, I'll win the frame." Simple as that. He said, "Trust me." I said, "I trust you." In his Yorkshire tone. The man from Keighley.
He spotted something on the red, so he's going to get the red cleaned. I'm going to chat with Connor about it. I don't think Connor really wants to have a conversation. He's probably thinking, get on and knock these easy pulls in. Yeah.
That's a false smile if I ever saw one.
There you go. Exactly that.
Go away and leave me alone.
Now, cleaning of the balls is on the player's time, but the referee's discretion can ask for a few extra seconds or ask for the clock to be stopped, which he did to go and get the marker because he didn't have it on him. So that's why there was a little bit of a delay with the shot clock there. It is on the player's time. Quite rightly, in my opinion, as well.
Well, Chris will make the seconds back up if they
he's
need
not.
him to.
He's not worried. He's. Just needs to get back past the straight. Does have one shot to play. He's always had one shot to play in this whole chance, really. That one at the bottom is guarded, but there's room.
Yeah, might just slide behind the yellow here and down onto the bottom rail. Like so.
Yeah, very quick start for Chris Melling.
Forcing Connor Tracy to go up towards that. Red and yellow stuck together. This will be delicate. Not a bad shot there from Connor Tracy.
Yeah, that's very good.
Because he's now developed his red will pot.
He's unlucky if it's touching. Although Chris was about to get down and just knock the red in, but
until he looked where the reds were.
If you're going to do that, you've got to hide the white. Being touching ball, of course, with the yellow means he can just play a red. He just has to hit a cushion to fulfill a legal shot. That was excellent from Connor, really, isn't it? It's put pressure on Chris when you didn't think it was possible.
No.
That's an excellent pot. Another brilliant break from Chris. Red and yellow together at the top, though, might slow him down here.
Yeah, that's the only yellow that's in trouble. Well, it's the split.
He's not happy with this red again. Oh, it's the cue ball this time. I thought he was pointing at the red. Third time in the match he's had the cue ball or the object ball cleaned.
Well, he's got his angle on this yellow. He's going to pot this into the top right. He wants to come off that left-hand side rail and into the yellow and red. Well, into the yellow mainly. Oh, he's missed a pot.
Oh, my word. What a fluke.
Wow.
What a fluke that is for Chris. The rare missed pot doesn't hurt him.
Naughty, naughty, that. We're having another look. The plan was to pot that and kick into the balls. Well, not only that, the miss yellow rattled in the jaws and did his dirty work for him as well before it went and knocked the other yellow into the middle. Well,
that's a good plan as well.
If you're Connor Tracy, you've got to be absolutely devastated. You know, we remember the bad positional shot when he's played the combo shot and won that frame. He's now had a massive fluke after a poor miss by Chris's standards or anybody's standards. And now he's pulling out plants from nowhere and
yeah, that was a naughty fluke, but a brilliant plant that followed.
Big long booming pot here. Wow, his cue ball's flirting with danger everywhere.
Teasing his opponent.
Ugh. That's a huge kick in the guts, that is, for Connor Tracy. Well, he's already won 1-0 this tournament. It was Declan Brennan. Decky didn't really put a foot wrong. Melling was in incredible form for that one. He's made a couple of little mistakes during this, and he's got away with a couple, to be fair.
Don't think he hit that break as well as he has a couple in this match. Just came across it a touch. He is trying to sort of park the cue ball in the middle of the table, just so it was only fractionally off. It still makes the ball.
Clever little shot there from Melling. Potting the red ball and deliberately knocking in the yellow that was over that corner to free up that pocket at the top for two of the reds. And this is looking like the end for Connor Tracy in this event. Lovely control.
Yeah, he's been brilliant, hasn't he? I know there's been a couple of slightly strange shots that he's dealt with, and one missed pot with a huge fluke, but he just looks sharp. He just has, always feel like he's got more armoury, isn't he? There's the ability to clear up from tough positions is always there with Chris Melling. And he's going to be booking himself into the semi-finals with this 8-ball. Another 7-0 victory for the Magician. I just want one final question on the match you've just played. How would you rate your break? Because I feel like it's always a talking point. Is the break working for you? Because when you get your chances, you know you can be so destructive.
Yeah, I potted the ball every break, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, Simon's broke the break. Great there.
We got 2 big breakers in this match with Jack Wheeland and Simon Fitzsimmons.
Yeah, and that could be the difference between winning and losing this match. Both have massive breaks. Both very talented. Don't think you're going to see too many mistakes in this match.
Yeah, Jack's been going very well here in event 2. Quite destructive the way he's played. At one stage I think he won 13 straight frames. Might have been 14 actually. And he's playing some really good stuff, breaking really well, giving himself lots of opportunities.
Yeah, I think this is the correct ball to take, and then you can either play the plant and open the yellows, or cut the yellow in the middle and try and hit the yellow that's between the red and the other yellow. Doesn't want to hit the red really. Perfect. Well, I say perfect, it isn't. May see Jack pot the one in the middle if it goes past the red. I'm not sure it does.
I think it does sneak in.
It's been a little unfortunate actually, because the yellow that's below the cue ball, that's his problem ball. Nicely played there from Jack. Just got to be a little bit careful now. For me, you really want to leave this short once you've played this short. Leave the short plant, therefore you can get the cue ball away from the cushion. That's no good. That is not a good shot from Jack there. He's left himself no shot whatsoever. Yeah, I'll be very disappointed with that one. Especially with somebody of Jack's experience, class.
Yeah.
He's won a lot of big tournaments, former world champion.
And he didn't try and get it any lower really, the way he played that. He must have just felt he was on the right line, but if that's the line he's on, then he can play it firmer, or he can try and check it down lower, although that's a hard shot to play on these tables.
Yeah, he's been watching me a little bit. He's doing what I do. Does he know the actual system though? I think he's 50-50 to pot this ball in the corner pocket. If he hits it hard, it's going to be more difficult. You just got to roll it. Well, he needed to roll it simply because if he got it near the pocket, it blocks the other red.
Yeah.
Now he's given Simon a glorious chance. Yeah, be disappointed, Will Jack there. He had a really good opportunity. And Simon doesn't look like he's got a great deal to do here. Just one good positional shot after this, and the ball should be in the open. Well, he's overrun that by quite some distance. Wow, he's overrun that by a long, long way. That's a poor shot. Just had to leave the cue ball in the middle of the table. He's overrun that by about 2 or 3 feet. He's absolutely guaranteed to be on a red. I mean, he is on a red still, but he's making it a little bit more difficult for himself. May choose to cut the red in the corner pocket. The cue ball's going around the table. It's a thin one. He'd love to hit the cue. He'd love to hit the 8-ball off the bottom cushion. Oh, well, he hit it and he's had a touch. He can get the red that's below the 8-ball, and that was his most difficult shot. Once he gets this, you do believe it's going to be frame over. Well, surely he's got to take the red next to the 8-ball there. Well, he's deciding against it. I'm very, very surprised that he didn't play the red next to the 8-ball. Then you play the shot he's played. one in the top right, one in the middle, and just drift over for the.
Yeah, he had a natural to get back to the same spot, didn't he?
Yeah, I understand why, but if he lands the wrong angle on his second to last red, he could leave himself in a bit of trouble. Yeah, this was such a natural position from this ball to the next red, where now he's going to have to actually play a shot, if you know what I mean by that. Rather than just roll the red in with a touch of spin, he's going to have to screw off the cushion, or towards the cushion. Well, he's perfect. He's absolutely perfect. He's just going to stun over now for the red, which we spoke about a couple of moments ago. One thing I did notice when I was out there, Simon, was the table plays quicker. I do believe the slate's been changed.
I think they have changed the slates. Yeah, that happened, I think, between the afternoon and evening session yesterday.
Yeah, it's certainly playing a lot quicker, and it's very true as well. I had a couple of rolls yesterday which some of the players noticed, but today it's playing brilliant.
Back to our game. Simon Fitzsimmons with the break, in the cue ball awfully close. How's the 8 ball gone in there? Frustration. It's the only ball that does go down for Simon, so that comes back up, and it's a open table for Jack Wheeland. Would be raving about this golden break on a Monday night, but not at the Pro Series.
Yeah, and they've come out sweet. Can he pot a red? I think he can get the red in the middle. And the reds are absolute rollings. You wouldn't expect Jack to miss from here. The hardest shot is the first shot.
Safely deposited and onto the next red. Maybe a touch too much angle.
Yeah, he needs to play this red really thin. If he plays the red really thin, what will happen is the cue ball then hit the yellow, knock the yellow to the bottom cushion, and he'll be on the other red in the centre pocket. If he hits it thick, it won't be in position. Well,
hits it thick enough to miss the yellow.
Yeah, it's still not too bad. He's still got a little bit of work to do though. The red next to the 8 ball is the tricky one. Get rid of the 2 reds, one he's eyeing up now, then the one in the middle. I think he's home and dry in this frame. Nice shot there. Just pushing that red down. Once he plays the plant, it'll be automatic position. Maybe Jack's break next. Been playing a lot of Chinese poolers, Jack, recently. Got a table at his house. He's improved massively at that game.
Yeah, I feel like it just makes him a little bit vulnerable early in tournaments here, but once he gets going and gets that feel back, he's so dangerous.
He actually said to me the other day, he said, I don't expect to do anything in these events this weekend. Obviously, just come back from China, not played. Just needs to stay away from the corner pocket.
Better cue ball.
Yeah,
still no friends.
They're just not splitting properly. They've not split there. But that's what happens when you screw it. Takes all the power out of the balls, really.
He's left a good layout, though.
Yeah, the balls are being kind to Jack now.
Yeah, a match full of really awkward layouts. The last 3 for Jack have been good.
Yeah, he's going to pot the yellow, run to the top cush, pot the other yellow, land on the one that he's just been looking at, and then the frame's over. Just Just look at how wide that threw there. I mean, that should be going nowhere near enough.
Yeah. Even you said when I spoke to you earlier this weekend, even though you know it's happening, it's still hard to believe how much it's happening.
Honestly, it throws so much more than any normal table that you've ever played. Like, it's just, you can't replicate this table for some reason. You know, if you had the same cloth, same everything in your house or at your club, it'd still play totally different. I'd love to pot this and cannon the red. Surely he's got to pot this yellow, cannon the red, and then he's got nothing to do whatsoever. Just a nice little soft full ball cannon. Like that. And that is game over. He's got stun, 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 stun.
Yeah, that is pattern play. Get yourself in a position with 5 shots to go where you don't have to play a shot.
Well, what has he done there? Surely you'd be leaving yourself straight on that, or short. But, I mean, he's still okay, but he certainly didn't want to land there. Well, this can go wrong. He's losing the cue ball.
Wow, it's amazing, really, because you said it. He got himself in the position where it was just, you know, stop shots. He was in absolutely perfect position just to keep it clean and simple, and he's gone out of position by a couple of rolls, and all of a sudden he's got to play a shot again. Yeah,
he's going to screw this and try and either find the gap or cannon the red that's above the 8 ball. Doesn't want to flick it half ball. Well, that's nice. One more positional shot, and you're going to see Jack Wheeland in the semi-final. Nicely played.
Yeah, nicely done. A very tight match early on. The chances started coming Jack Wheeland's way towards the end, and he's not missed a trick with them. And it is the wonder that marches on. He'll be taking on Chris Melling in the semi-finals a little bit later on. Chris, thank you for joining us for this one. Always interesting to have you commentating on your next opponent. And we now know it will be Jack Wheeland. Race to 7, 50 minutes on the match clock, and a spot in the final on the line. I thought in the quarterfinals earlier on this morning we saw both players in action. Both players played really well. Dom played a brilliant match though, all round. Maybe made a couple of minor tactical mistakes, but they didn't really cost him at all. He still won those frames, and he played a brilliant match play. And not that Rob didn't play really well, he really did. Just felt like a little bit more of an edgy match coming through, so maybe just give marginal edge to Dom here, but you have to say on paper this is a tough match to call. Really much a 50-50 game. Dom has been there and done it before though. That's the one caveat you would say. He's been through. He's won a Pro Series in the past. He won Pro Series 8 of Year 1, 2021. Desperate to get himself back into a final. He's been close. He's been in semis. He's been in quarters, but not back to a final. Rob's been to a final, not been able to break through and get his hands on the silverware. Maybe tonight is the night. But it is going to be Dom Cooney with the first opportunity, and a pretty good one as well. He's all go. There's red and yellow together, but it does go. He could nudge it if he wanted to. Perfect angle to do that now and stay on the other one. Yeah, and now it's just decide which way round you want to get onto the 8 ball here. Does have an interesting decision to make, which way around he wants to get on the 8 ball. Not absolutely guaranteed, actually, as simple as it looks. He might try and make both in this one shot. Yeah, I think he was. If he makes both in one shot, then he can take the one to the centre and then drop the 8 ball in to the bottom right corner. Although, actually, the yellow above the cue ball now would have played quite big with the angle he has on the one in the centre. Don't think the 8 ball goes top left, so you might be looking at left centre coming underneath it. If that's the case, then may not be guaranteed to get nicely on it. Tries to screw up to take it into the corner and, well, gets it all wrong. Yeah, it was a strange little layout once he'd opened everything up. It was a strange one, really. They were so simple but yet so difficult. And this is a disaster to be on this 8 ball. Yeah, and overcuts it quite dramatically, so very disappointing visit to the table for Dom in his quarterfinal. Didn't make any mistakes like that. Every time he got an opportunity, he took it. Every time he went for a clearance, he took them out. He was very clinical. It was a disappointing start for Dom. But an ideal opportunity for the whacker to get off to a nice quick start here. Oh, it's landed a little bit awkward. Too much angle on every ball. Might take the one by the 8 ball. Gets him into line. If he takes either of the other two, the cue ball's doing quite a bit of work. Loads it up with right hand side to get back in line. That was an excellent shot. And it is the counter clearance for Rob Warne, and he gets himself 1-0 in front. Such a key frame for Dom. Has to win this frame. Didn't really want that. He desperately didn't want it, to be honest. He wants to keep as many balls on the table as possible. Rob trying to keep it really tight. Didn't really want to open up the 8 ball. Maybe it helps him if he gets a sniff of a yellow, but also allows Dom to go for the finish if he feels it's right. It will require a really good shot to get on the 8 ball though. Interesting decisions for sure. What's the angle? As long as he's not dead straight, he can really make sure he gets through, get to the top cushion. Needs to go. Oh, just got there. That's a good shot. Played a couple of good shots there. It was important to get a good angle onto that ball as well. And opening up the 8 ball has hurt Rob Warren then. Gets punished for it. Dom Cooney makes the counter and he is on the board finally. Change of break because it's just not working for Dom. And the change of break has worked. Hasn't presented a great opportunity, but he has made a ball. At least he gets to play the first shot after his break. Two yellows on the left and a yellow nearest the bottom left-hand corner. Really awkward as we just tick into the final 10 minutes, and you all know what that means. 15 seconds a shot. That's not really helped. Just sent the red out the way. Actually pops the red on, but not the yellows. Trying to get it in there past the red. She was trying to make it and get the red out of the way. I think the other yellow would have passed the other red, so it may well have given him a really good chance, but won't find its way in. He will get back to the table though. He won't like the situation he's in. I don't think there was too much aggression there from Rob. I do think he might have been trying to pop that ball and then he was going to try and tuck up at the top of the table, but he's ended up there anyway. Yeah, he's left a chance on here. Tried to tuck up, hasn't worked. This is an opportunity, a really good opportunity to go 6-5 and make this one a tight one, although, oh, he's massively overhit the shot. He wanted to be straight in on the plant. Actually makes a big difference as well. Holds his hand up because he didn't really want the cannon. Slide by it, but couldn't have come out too much nicer. Makes the plant. And the yellow stays on, and he's on this one to the centre. He significantly overhit that one as well. Might just give him a little bit of a headache on the in-off here. Yeah, knew that was coming, didn't he? Knew it was coming. What a horrible way to lose. Rob Warren, though, he moves on. He marches into the final.
He'll come up against Gareth Higgins. What a talent he could be for the future. Finds himself in a big final later this evening. A dry one from Jack, and it's going to give Chris an opportunity to redeem himself from that early mistake. Get his first frame on the board. And the yellows look very good. It's going to make light work of these.
He doesn't hang about, does he? Couldn't have come out too much nicer for him, really. It was the last thing that Jack Wheeland wanted to see.
Yeah, absolutely, because Chris now can just totally forget about the early error, knowing he's straight back into it. Jack could have kept the pressure on him there if he could have just made a ball. Not much over a minute. Chris trying exactly the same break as last time. It didn't work last time, and it's not going to work this time. Number 6. You think surely one of these players has to give first and try something different.
I don't think I've seen Jack Wheeland try anything different on his break. I mean,
No.
I've seen Chris experiment completely, but yeah, strange one. One of them's got to work it out at some point, you feel. Law of averages.
Bit more work to do in this one. Going to choose reds. There's a yellow and red tied up over on the left-hand side cushion. Jack feels that it's easier to develop the red than it is the yellow. I think he was possibly just trying to leave an angle here. So he can leave it off his next shot. Just needs to finish low. Oh, he could get across and stun into it. He's moved the yellow aside, opened up the red, but it's stuck to the cushion. Nothing easy here. Yeah, there's the red and bolt. He could just drop it in and hold for the one near middle, but he still needs to think about that ball on the left-hand side. The ball in the middle of the table does link up with it. He's on that ball now, but this is tricky. The red below the right centre is going to have to get back across, so he's left a big angle. Too big, I think.
Maybe. Yeah, he's not happy. This is all of a sudden very tough.
So the line he wanted is now blocked by the yellow. If he runs another roll, he can miss that yellow and come below. I don't think he can from this angle, so he may have to come above it. And he does. I mean, this is horrible. He's going to catch the knuckle of the middle pocket as well. So he needs to think about how the cue ball is going to react from there. Should have a shot on the 8 if he makes it. Yeah, look at that knuckle. It's made it about as awkward as it could be. Playing it from under the side cushion. But these players play these shots so well. Look at that.
So impressive, isn't it?
Just
I mean, from where he
wheels
was, just the complete confidence and belief that they can make these shots. And he would love to wrap the match up here at this visit because he knows how quickly things can swing. It's another brilliant break. And it's another decent layout, but a layout that needs work and figuring out. But one of the things that Jack's so good at is figuring out those problems and putting together a pattern that works.
Just giving the yellow a look at the top of the table to see if he can get through to the potting angle, because that would make a lot of difference.
Yeah, I think it's a couple of yellows that are awkward, but I think they go. And therefore yellows are a decent layout for him. Yeah, so he was eyeing up this yellow to left centre. If it works, then that fits his pattern perfectly, because he can leave the other yellow at the bottom of the table as his last ball, and the one just above the cue ball now is his ball to track up the table.
Yeah, I mean, if Jack's decided that the yellow he can't get to the potting angle to pot it top left, then he could land above it and take it long. He's got the ball above, which links with it. Well, it clearly does go. He's left the perfect ball at the bottom of the table to get onto the 8. So, great opportunity now. All about this shot. Big angle, but I think he can just kill this dead weight. Cue ball's going to run in a similar line to what it's on now. Maybe it's just a trace of side to help it.
Straight's perfect. Anything to the right hand side of straight as we look is ideal. Doesn't really want to be short. He's gone a little bit further than he wanted, but that's better than being short, so he can work with that. Just come on and off and be right behind the 8. Been a very good performance, you have to say, from Jack. He's took out a couple of really good finishes, you know, some tough balls down cushions and a couple of really tough layouts, and then he's been handed some great chances at the back end as well. And it is Jack Wheeland that will march on through to the final. Chris Melling, the magician, his run ends at the semi-final stage. He will be back, of course he will, but Jack Wheeland will be back taking on Rob Warne in the final in an hour or two's time. But she has a familiar and formidable opponent in Harriet Haynes. Last night's champion, she won Pro Series 3. They also squared off in the World Championships in Morocco last year, a match that Marion won. They met a couple of times before. They played in the Masters there as well, where Harriet won. It is very much a battle of two of the best players in the world. Harriet Haynes with the first opportunity in this final, race to 8, and an opportunity she's going to give away straight away. Adrian Flitcroft Hurst joins me on comment. Sorry, Aid.
It's all right.
It's been a long weekend.
I'm used to that.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm not bad, thanks. How are you, Sam?
I'm good. I'm all the better for having you on commentary with me here for this one.
Oh, flattery will get you everywhere.
Yeah. Good final, this one, though. I think we've all been waiting to see Marion, and would she make it through? When would she make it through to a final? And here she is. Got her sights set on her second Ultimate Pool title, having won the last woman standing last year. But this is the Pro Series.
I think it is absolutely... It was always a matter of when she'd end up in the final. Everybody's been waiting for it, as you know, and she's clinical, she's methodical, and it looks like she's got into a groove a little bit today. A couple of contrasting styles, aren't they?
Yeah.
Marion very, very clinical. Harriet a bit more free flowing, likes to push it a lot quicker. So be a good watch, I think, this one.
Yeah, I really do, and it's one I can't call either. Obviously Harriet's flying with confidence at the moment, having won last night, but it's very difficult to do the double, and she's had to scrap really hard to come through the stages today. Marion has the opportunity here, although not a good angle, so left herself a lot more distance on this red than she would have wanted.
I think of the two, Marion's, I don't want to jinx her here, but I think she's the least likely to make mistakes. I'm not saying she's going to play perfect pool, but I've already seen, I think Harriet really tries to rush things on, doesn't she, and run away with it early, and she's already made that mistake, so nearly opportunity for Marion, which I don't think if the role was reversed, Marion would have made that mistake, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's one of those Harriet Reid does always try and force it and make things happen, and she's very good at doing that. Marion just has a brilliant all-round game. She sees the puzzle really well, and very good cueist. And she flows through that finish rather nicely, so the French superstar gets off to a nice quick start here. Keep Marion thinking about that big error. She needs a ball first though, and she's not going to find one.
And as we often find with a cut break, you know, the colour, you can see the colour separations. The yellow's quite congested all over the left side of the table, but an opportunity on red's here. So
yeah, one awkward red though, the one below, or nearest the centre pocket. It's so well guarded by those yellows. Actually, an awkward ball.
Red ball's in play.
no surprise that Marion went with the reds on that one.
Yeah, just has to find out how she can deal with that red. A few people watching on, including Carl Sutton, Marion's partner.
The lady in front was Teresa. She won the Ladies Challenger Plate Final last event. Nice to see her again. Great result for her. So could she on this shot use the bottom of the two reds by the centre pocket to pop the higher one and send the bad one down the tip? No, she's retracting.
I think the shot's on, I do, and the chance of the developing that red was on, but it was pushing the boat out, so she's decided just to pull back. Cue ball in hand here would be amazing for her. That would, she can then put short position together and be away, so it's really important that Harriet makes sure she gets the hit.
Big target though with the cluster.
Oh wow.
Bit of fortune there. So, nothing's starting to go a bit more Harriet's way already in this final.
Yeah, I just wonder, can she play this? The bottom yellow of the three together goes. I don't know whether it's worth the risk of playing it off the red to open up the other two. Just take it. Well, she did, but I don't think that was intentional. Just top past it to take the other yellow to the right centre. So it leaves one awkward yellow there. Well, I maybe moving that red that as much as she did means that yellow now goes in the centre pocket. So. Well,
I don't think she's in the best of positions there,
no,
in fairness, is she?
No, she was the other side of straight last time, which is why she didn't want to play it, because it would have left the other yellow there. But now she's playing it from here so that she could move it, and if she can't see it to the centre, she's in a bit of a problem. But the fact that she's looking at them... Oh no, she can't. She's looking at the potting angle. This is all of a sudden really tough. Oh, an amazing shot. What a shot that is. And this clearance is all from a fluke. Huge moment in this match.
And I think that shot was helped with Harriet being tall. I think if Marion had been in that situation, would have been I think the score's just gone on the wrong.
Yeah, 6-5. Harriet, Haynes, 5. I was going to say 5 minutes left. It's 4:45 left. And a brilliant break, as you say. Can Marion find the finish this time?
Those yellows are lovely.
Does the yellow at the top of the line, does that go now?
I think it goes bottom right, doesn't it? Bottom left as we look.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it does, do you take it straight away?
Yeah.
And then you're in great shape.
Nice.
Oh, if she's on the one bottom left, it would help. Just nudging that yellow a little bit has made that just slightly more awkward. This isn't as easy as it first looked. Yeah, it's going to be really tricky to connect these three together. Is it short?
She's perfect.
Oh, she's on the bottom one. It is absolutely perfect.
She's balling and perfect there.
Yeah, there's not much margin to be on that
No.
ball. You drop it in, yellow goes left centre. Only thing is, you might not have a good angle on that last yellow to get onto the 8 ball. She didn't feel like she could just drop it in, but she executes a great shot to come on and off the cushion.
That's another great shot.
I think she's just straight enough as well to be able to top through and take the 8 ball right centre.
She just needs to make sure with this one.
Brilliant. Brilliant
What
stuff,
a
this.
clearance that is.
Yeah.
Marion, Jude.
Fabulous.
Wow.
And
Fantastic.
looking back all square. This is a brilliant final.
Wow. If you could see us in the comms box at the moment, we cannot sit still.
No, absolutely not. Edge of the seat stuff, this one. Well, it's going to be Harriet with a chance. How good is that chance? I'll tell you, it's very good. Very good indeed. Great opportunity to steal this final. Not sure if she needed to do that. That's made it a little bit more awkward. Thought she could just pop that clean and then track the top end of the table. Everything did go originally, but she's still okay. There's going to be another cannon. And that's come out okay. The yellow still passes the 8 ball. This is perfect, really.
She's just left the one that's at the top of the break line, the yellow that's between the 2 reds on its own. She's just thinking about how to work her way down to that, because there is a bit of traffic that she needs to avoid. And
she's missed.
I think that's what's led to that miss, you know. She's had to...
Well, this is interesting now with 140 left, because that's blocked 2 reds for Marion, and Marion can she pot down enough to get the 6 red? No, plays the loss of turn and plays it well. Will Marion get an opportunity to try and win this?
I think Harriet...
Oh, can she see enough yellow? She's playing yellow off red here.
Oh, is she?
Too much. Well, Marion Jude has got just under a minute, or just over a minute, for a famous clearance to win the title.
And they're all there.
And they are all there. And we see a famous buzzer beater from the world champion. She needs to... I think she probably just needs to step on it a little bit. She's not been too mindful of the clock just yet. Might just be 20 seconds short at this pace. And that's not a good angle, but just come back across the middle of the table, try and get a little bit further to the left. And
she needs to go. No time for looking like that, Marion.
Yeah, that's fine. Actually come across the table a little bit too far, but just get herself in line. If she gets herself in line, she can play the stop shot, and then it's 3. Yeah, just going to run out of time here.
Quick, quick, quick. She may have time. She can do this. Hit it. Hit it. She's in time. Oh my God!
And Marion Jude has done it.
What a finish!
What a finish to an amazing final. The world champion coming up big. Marion Jude is the Women's Pro Series 4 champion. Another amazing final from the Women's Series. Quite incredible stuff. They'll be back for plenty more in June. We're back for one more match as well. We have the Pro Series 4 final. Taking players apart, winning frame after frame after frame. And still strange for me to see Rob Warren breaking with a cut break, but it's working. Gets off to a good start here, makes a ball. 8 ball flies in as well. That comes back up, gets put on the spot. Oh, disappointing miss, or was it, for Rob Warren. Jack Wheeland was 2 steps towards the table, and I think Rob thought he'd missed it. Gravity took over, in it falls, and on he goes. Still not easy. Getting to that one, top left's going to be the tricky part of this finish. When does he go for it? 8 balls well guarded as well. So he goes up for it now. Not quite far enough though. This is really awkward all of a sudden. I think he was hoping to still be on the yellow that he's just played as a plant. Red might be in the way. No, missed his ball. So first chance goes for Rob Warren. Jack Wheeland with the opportunity now in the opening frame. Similar feel to the opening frame of his semi-final against Chris Melling, who had the first opportunity and ran into trouble at the back end. Gave Jack an opportunity just to get himself into the match nicely. The red will drop in off the yellow nicely into the centre. He could play it straight as well if he wanted to. Well, he's just taking his time to work out how he wants to deal with them all. Could just go a million different ways really in this sort of layout. But just getting himself going here in the final. It's a lovely opportunity to do that, to sort of bed in a major final. And 1-0 to the Wonder.
That's how Jack Wheeland looks and feels at the moment. Just needs to keep his foot on the gas. Cue ball straight up the middle of the table again, and unusually this time a dry break. This is the chance that Rob would have been looking for.
Desperate for, you'd feel. Needs Jack's break to go on off the boil a little bit.
Couple of balls so close to going in there, you could see the look on Jack's face. Couldn't believe he didn't make something. If the yellow goes through the gap of the two reds to plant on the other one, that's a real bonus. Because I thought this could well be a problem ball. I think that actually works in his favour with both of them going in.
Yeah, I think he wanted it to.
Yeah.
You can see the plan here. He wants to be able to get the two at the bottom out of the way and then play on the one at the top of the table. Problem is, it's going to be really awkward to find that angle. And obviously the one below the 8 ball becomes your last ball.
So as a result, he's come above this yellow, and you can understand why.
Yeah, but that's tough, isn't it? He's got quite a lot of angle here. And it's going to be hard to get on that yellow. He'd have to really nip it to get above the centre pocket.
Yeah, I think the middle bag's in the line of exactly where he wants to be. I'm not sure he can get above it.
And you can't come across the diagonal because of the reds.
That's about as good as he could have done, I think. But is it good enough?
So he's having to play for the ball he didn't want to play for.
Yeah.
And that's going to be... I mean, this is really hard to get onto that last yellow as well. He's done well just to avoid it. All the 8 ball and the reds.
Still needs another good shot here, though. Get that cue ball moving, and he does. Super shot. Well,
used it all. In it goes. 7-2 over Gary Clark, 7-0 Carl Boyes, 7-1 Tom Jones, 7-2 Simon Fitzsimmons, 7-3 Chris Melling, now 7-2 Rob Warne, but one frame away as it is the final, race to 8, and he has an opportunity to do it right here and now.
Another huge break, and just the 2 balls coming together. The last couple of balls that were rolling, you see the yellow moving up and sitting on top of the 8 ball just causes him a little bit of a problem, something to think about. Don't think that 8 goes to the top right. Definitely doesn't go bottom left, so
I feel like it needs a nudge, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But he's got plenty of balls around it to give it that little nudge.
The only thing is here, everything's kind of on top of each other. He's landed wrong here. He's not got a great angle. He's got the ball to top right, but then after that, as I say, everything's kind of sat on top of each other, blocking each other from the pocket. He's going to have a good cue ball. Needs 2 or 3 good shots.
Well, Rob Warne will get back to the table, back firmly against the wall. Almost a surprise that Jack Wheeland has not won the title in that visit. Not that that was easy.
You could see his pattern if he gets that ball, though. I mean, suddenly it was all there. Conversely for Rob, I think the yellow probably goes to top right. Wherever he's just asked for timeout. Not entirely sure why.
Yeah, they're just, I think, checking something with the clock. Not entirely sure what the issue is, but I think we're okay now. Yeah, the big question is for Rob, it's got to be that yellow. Does it pass to the top right? If it does, then he's fine here. That's awkward though. That really is awkward because he can play the plant again. I think he might, if this one goes clean, then he's okay. Yeah, I think it does, so he's okay. Oh, don't move it though.
Flicked.
Yeah.
Ow. You can see what he thinks about that. He's... Oh, this is horrible. I mean, if that ball does go, well, I mean, it must clearly go because he's left it to top right. But how do you get back down table onto the last yellow? He's got a lot of cue power and he's very inventive. But you're going to have to see this cue ball fizz.
Oh, played the double off the red. That was so creative. And it's not landed. So it's a second opportunity for Jack Wheeland to go and win the tournament.
Tough to see him messing up twice, but the red between the yellow and the 8 only really goes to the top of the table. Could move it now. Full ball contact on it. Doesn't need to move it by any stretch of the imagination. Could land on it and take it long, but he's got the great angle just to come up and just nudge it. Perfect. I think that is probably the final nail.
Still just awkward enough though. Might have to take it now. Plenty of room, I suppose. Make sure of the pot.
Very similar to the shot he just missed a moment ago.
Yeah, maybe just that touch easier. Has he come far enough? He had so much margin to be able to play on both reds. I'm surprised he didn't try and get a little bit further down the table. I actually thought he might try and play 2 cushions there, but it was a touch straighter than I thought, that pot.
He's okay.
Oh, he's on the straight one, so he is okay. Yeah, it's perfect. Oh.
Pushed it towards the fire knuckle, but it's absolutely fine. Just stun this back. To leave. Very simple 8 ball.
He knows he's won the title now. Jack Wheeland is a Pro Series champion once again. Jack Wheeland is the Pro Series 4 champion.